Hi, this is Majinoni. Here's my reviews for Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, Amazing Spider-Man 669, and Fear Itself number 6 of 7. Now, Fear Itself is gearing towards the end game, so this issue is pretty much laying down the pieces, for that final battle. So far, I think the artwork is consistently good. I like the imagery of the city just torn apart. Even though I know that the next month after Fear, actually, we're probably never going to see these effects of Fear Itself ever happen in the regular issues, and I'm sure magically, everything will come back, be built back to normal again. One thing I did like is I liked how Captain America started mouthing off to Odin to get Thor healed. I thought that part was pretty cool. But as a whole, I think as the build up to the final battle, I think it's lacking something. They're doing a good job with the foundation of fear and the hopelessness and things like that, but it needed something else. Like at the very end, you do get a ray of hope because Tony's finally ready with his weapons, but you don't have. It's not installing in me that, wow, this is going to turn the tide of battle, considering you only have one more issue left. So that means everybody's going to get their weapon and they're going to win. That seems like a really cheesy win type thing. It's a win that they never really deserved because they're not going through extra hardship for that extra battle. But overall, I think it's okay so far. It's I'm not going to say it's a fantastic read. I'm not saying it's a horrible read. It's just kind of there. So I'm hoping the final issue is going to be actually really good. Now with Spider Island 669, we're gearing towards stage 2 of the Spider Island, where the people are starting to mutate, and I'm curious to see where that's going to go. I think the art's good. I like Ramos's art with this issue. There's a lot of chaos that's running around, and I think he's capturing that part really well. We have the Venom tie-in where Venom is fighting the monster Captain America, and they released the bed bugs in the Catskill Mountains. So now we have another city that's going to be affected. I don't know, there's not much else you can really say about this. They're nearing towards the cure, and so far, Spider Island's entertaining me. I just don't think it's I just don't think that it's a blockbuster story. I think it's interesting, I think it's entertaining, but it needs one more thing to just push it over the edge, and I'm not sure what that is yet, but I'm still enjoying it. And finally, Ultimate Spider-Man, number 1. So this is Bendis' new version of Spider-Man. And I don't know if this is going to be considered good or bad, but basically what they did was they're starting at hey, this is Peter Parker again, where Morales gets bitten by the spider, and he develops spider powers, just like Peter Parker. We do get to see Deadpool, which I think is cool. And they're basically laying down the foundation is basically he's like this kid who's he's living in a bad neighborhood, and his parents are looking for a better life for him, and he gets lucky and he gets accepted into one of those charter schools, and so it looks like his life is maybe going to get better, but then he gets bit by the spider, and then this is where his world's going to go horribly wrong from there. Now, from the very beginning, they do show that actually he's developed other types of abilities versus what Peter Parker developed. Like, for example, here, it looks like he's developed like a chameleon type ability where he just blends in with the background. I think that's kind of interesting. I'm curious to see if they're going to do anything else. I'm glad they did something like this, because if we got the exact same Spider-Man as before, then I would almost say it's pretty much pointless what you just did, other than it was just obviously a publicity stunt to boost sales. But I'm curious to see where the direction of this book is going to go. I like the fact that they're grounding him back in, like I said, here's another kid who's in school and he's going to go through the similar trials that Peter Parker did, because I think that's where Spider-Man really shines as a character, as somebody who's going the best years, I should say, of Spider-Man were when Peter Parker was going through high school and college, and he had to balance school, social life with superheroes. When the minute you took the school out of the equation, I think it lost something special about the character. It made his life just that much more easier. But I like the issue. It wasn't like a home run, I don't think, but I think it was a pretty decent start. So overall, at least out of these three, these are probably the top Marvel books that came out. I think we have two solid titles. One title that's needs to find its way. It still has time to hit a home run, but I think it's losing. I just have this fear that it's not going to do it. But anyways, that's that. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. And I'm curious, like I said, to know if you guys bought Spider-Man #1. What do you guys think? And I'm curious to know also if you think the final issue of Fear Itself will be a spectacular issue, or do you think this is going to be, one for the bargain bins? So, more reviews later, and until next time.